Hi, we're the Clark family, and we've sold our house and packed up our lives and moved to Galicia in northern Spain.
So follow us as we start our new lives, learn new skills, join a new community and try to live a more sustainable life.
Afternoon everybody. It's been a unseasonably warm week here in Galicia. I was reading in the news that it's been up in the high 20s down in southern Spain. We've seen about 16 or 17 at the highest at the peak this week. It's been lovely, but I guess for the long term, not a good thing. You see all these cobwebs. We're getting wrapped up in cobwebs as we walk along.
Crazy.
So this week we started at the weekend, as we said last video, that we had 30 apple trees coming. So we spent last week digging the holes out and getting the stakes in ready for delivery of those.
Unfortunately, only 6 were delivered on Monday because, as we'd said previously about the tractor not being able to go into the field where they were planted to be able to pluck them, and we've sort of been being told they'll be here tomorrow all week, but for whatever reason they're not here yet. So we'll get the rest of those in now on Monday, I think.
Yeah, so hopefully they'll be here Monday and we can crack on. So here's a bit of footage of us digging 30 holes. And we got the six eating apple trees in the ground, didn't we?
In the ground, yeah.
Yeah, which was great. It's another little bit of progress made.
Yeah, very exciting.
Where are we up to?
Roll VT. Hello. I think you just watched a video of us digging all the holes which we did over the weekend. We dug out all 30, the same size that we dug the holes that we did for the previous 15 in the previous video. If you want to come and have a look, we've basically dug them the width and the depth of what the spade is, and then we've put the supports in. And then the bottom of each of the holes we have put some manure. That's from our lovely neighbour, cow manure. We've been to collect 6 of the trees this morning. The tractor wasn't able to get on the field to pick up the cider apples, so we've only got the eating apples. And these have come bare rooted. And they're a much more substantial tree with much bigger roots. So the first job for us now is to dig the holes a bit bigger, then we're going to plant them. We've learned that we have to plant these no higher than here because these are grafted trees. So whether you can see the line here, I'm not sure, but they're a strong root, and then what they've done is the fruit bearing tree that then grafted it onto it. So it's a decent fruit tree and it's got decent roots and they've been put together. So before we plant each of the trees, we soak them in a bucket of water for 15 minutes to give them a good drink. So I'm just going to measure up to see how much I need to dig to be able to get the tree in. I'm going to go up to about there. So once we've planted all 6 of these trees, we will then go around and water them all, and then we will fill the wheelbarrow up with manure and then give them each a treat of manure on top of the soil. So as it rains in the future, those nutrients that are in that manure will gradually get down into the roots and give it a feed for a little bit longer.
It's been a real big tree week this week. I mean, if you're fed up of talking about trees, I wouldn't blame you, to be honest with you. But
I am.
we're all fed up with trees. I'm fed up of willow trees. If I see another willow tree, I think I'm going to, absolutely fed up of planting willow trees. It's we've done 200 this week. It's been a nightmare, but we'll come back to that shortly. So after we dug the holes, we decided to have a bit of a go at pruning some of the existing apple trees that we've got here. Well, not just apple trees, some of the fruit trees. And we've got a bit of footage of us doing pruning a fruit tree. We call it pruning, you may call it massacring, because we don't really know what we're doing, but even by our untrained eyes, the trees here have not been tended for many a year. So we thought we'd give it a go. We did a bit of research.
A bit of research. Adam did extensive research. Another reason why we're fed up with the word tree. But yeah, we're not experts. We give it our absolute best shot. We've only filmed us doing one, but I think in total we did about 7 trees and about 8 grapevines as well.
Yeah, so we've given it our best shot. We've pruned a plum tree, a couple of apple trees, and we'll show you one of the apple trees that we've done and the sort of process and the sort of little bit of logic we use behind it to do it. And we've also tackled the grapevines, because we've got about 8 to 10 grapevines. We've tackled them rightly or wrongly. We didn't record that because we didn't want to show ourselves up to be absolute buffoons that we probably are. But when we're inundated with grapes next summer, we'll be the ones laughing or crying.
Yeah.
Either way.
We've not lost anything. If we lose the grapevines, I don't think that the state that they were in, they weren't going to grow anything anyway. They were all a big tangled mess, and they're clearly very old. If we lose them, then we lose them, we plant some more. But my gut feeling is that I think we've done a pretty good job.
Afternoon. So we're attempting to prune trees. We've never done anything like this before, as with most things on this channel. So we've done a little bit of research, and we've had a trial go on some other trees before we show you this one, what we're going to do with it. So the research is telling us, this is an apple tree, by the way, quite an old one. You can see it's not been not been maintained for a long time, hence why it's so congested in the middle. So the research is telling us before we do anything, what we need to do is remove any crossing branches, any dead branches, any branches that look diseased, any branches that are growing back towards the middle, so the sort of the crown of the tree. So before we do anything with regards to maximising production, we're going to address that situation first. This might look quite brutal, but it's what we need to do with these unmaintained apple trees. Okay, I'm sure you'll agree that looks pretty brutal, but all we've done is follow those 4 rules we set out at the start of the video, with removing stuff that's crossing, removing stuff that's dead, removing stuff that's diseased, and moving branches that are growing back into the centre of the tree itself. So now the next part is we need to make the tree manageable. So as you can see, some of it's really tall, so we need to bring that back, and we need to make sure that if this whole branch was to fruit, it's not going to snap off. So we'd rather have some fruit than all the fruits that end up breaking the tree. So that's where we're going next. Yep, so the willow trees arrived, and we've spent the last 2 afternoons, because obviously we work in the mornings, 2 afternoons putting them in the ground. Absolutely fed up of willow trees, to be honest with you now, after putting 200 in the ground. The ground up where we put them in is, as you know, as we spoke about, it was quite scrubby. And we did wonder why nothing was really growing up there. Well, I think we may know now, because there are some quite substantial rocks in the ground there. So we've tried to spread them as equally as possible, as per the manufacturing instructions. Is that the right
Manufacturing instructions.
As per the instructions. But we've had to take a bit of liberty here and there just to be able to get them in, because of the how hard the ground is. But from what, again, research, willows will grow in pretty poor soil conditions. So yeah, we'll see what happens. If nothing comes of it, you know, we've lost a bit of money and a couple of afternoons, but I'm feeling confident with it. I really am.
So the willow trees have arrived, very exciting. They've been soaking in a bucket of water for the last couple of days, just so that they get a start, that they know they're about to start growing. They're 40 centimetres long, and they're just basically cut-offs of other willow trees. We've gone for 4 different varieties, 50 of each, to cover a 200 metre square area. They're specifically chosen for coppicing, because you can coppice them every 4 or 5 years, and they're perfect for firewood. So now we'll show you how we're going to plant them.
Just a quick demo then, just to show you how easy these willow trees are to plant. We've got this metal pole, which we've marked 300 with a bit of tape here. I'm going to drive that into the ground up to 300, and then my glamorous assistant is going to insert the willow into the hole. Give it a wiggle to open it up a bit. Out she comes.
So when these willows were bundled, they were very handily bundled with a label saying this way up. But because I tend to take a few at a time, I always just do make sure that the buds that are on it are all pointing upwards. And then I know that this is the bottom, this is the way that it goes into the ground. So I'm just going to pop that into the hole, make sure that it goes all the way to the bottom. I'm just going to firm it in with my foot to make sure that the ground goes back around it. And then give it a little wiggle, and that's firmed in nice. We are planting these 1 metre apart from each other this way. The minimum amount of space that they do need is 1 metre by 1 metre, but in this direction we're planting them 1.1 metres apart from each other, because then we know that we can get our drive-on lawnmower up and down here to keep the grass nice and short, so that we're giving them the best opportunity possible to grow. Once we've planted all 200 of these, which by the setting sun I don't think we're going to get done today, but when we finish them all tomorrow, we're going to come back and put mulch around each of the trees to hold the moisture in, and to suppress the grass from growing so much around them. And then we'll also put some compost on top of that, so that the nutrients gradually go into the soil to feed them. So well aware that we've said the word tree quite a lot in this video, and well aware that we have spent the last few videos talking about trees. Is there anything in our life that you're interested in? Anything that we have talked about in the past but perhaps not gone into detail about? Whether you're curious about our day-to-day activities, or have got any particular questions about us moving to Spain, leave a little comment below this video and we'll try to include them next week.
Emma started clearing the chicken shed out.
Yeah, that wasn't a job that I enjoyed. It's really weird. It was about this thick, full of old leaves, and when you stood in there, the amount of spiders that came running out, it was incredible. It was almost a shame to have to clean all the leaves out, because chickens are going to absolutely love the bugs and stuff that are in there. But we went down to our agricultural, what's the word I'm looking for?
Co-op.
We went down to our agricultural cooperative to see whether it was time to order some chickens, and I said not yet, we've got to leave it another month, so we've got a month's time to get it all ready before we order them in, which is super exciting.
Yeah, again, I know we keep saying this, but it's just little steps forwards all the time, which is great, and that's what we're looking for. Trying to walk before we can run, I guess. Oh, another bit of exciting news. The van was matriculated. It's all gone through.
Yay!
Yeah, we're just waiting for the new Spanish plates to turn up now. So we'll be taking the German ones off and putting the Spanish ones off within, they're quoting 10 to 14 days. So yeah, the vehicle is all nice and legal here in Spain, which is great news, absolutely great news. And another little box ticked off the list of endless boxes that need ticking. But yeah, it's done. Happy days.
Tick.
So that's it this week, guys. We've had a really busy week. I don't know if tree is even a word anymore, but I'm sure you will be the ones to judge that. So see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.